Howdy. Long time no see. Oh, Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I'm Yuno Hanaki from production Kawaii's Hanamizuki. Oh, Hanaki times 2. Get ready for a 3. Oh, baby, a triple. But that won't be for a couple more hours. Who are you again? Rude! Totally the first time I saw you today. Yup, definitely the first time. For sure, yup. Yup. Correct. So true. Anyway, so, today's OniMon. I guess it's kind of a continuation of the fanfiction mini-series, but today we are going to be taking the Mary Sue test. I mentioned this very briefly during my fanfiction series, but to go over it briefly again, a Mary Sue is usually a female character, but there is a male term. It's called Gary Sue. But a Mary Sue is a character who is unreasonably powerful, attractive, and basically kind of sticks out like a sore thumb in the material that they are made for. Usually this is applied to people's self-insert original characters, which is basically a fictionalized version of themselves that they place into an existing work. Usually in order to romance a character, but sometimes it's not. But yeah, Mary Sues are usually considered overpowered. They're usually like super attractive to like every character. People fight over them all the time. They're like super unreasonably popular. They have like names that don't make sense for the setting. They have like hairstyles that don't make sense for the setting. They just stick out a lot. My Immortal, yes. The main character of My Immortal is definitely what would be considered a Mary Sue. Oh, Hanaki, welcome! But yeah, so, that is the... I have to help out chat. I just realized. Give me a moment. But that's kind of what a Mary Sue is in, like, the most abridged term. I saw someone also say that Mary Sues are considered, boring, but that's not necessarily true. It's more the attention than the power. Well, if we're talking about strictly the female character version, yes. But like, the powers are actually a big part of it. It's like, yeah, usually it does focus on the attention, because a lot of Mary Sue characters tend to be in fanfiction or like fan content that focuses on romance. But I think one of the more important things to focus on is the fact that a Mary Sue also has the extreme power because they want to be the one that takes care of all the conflict. They want to be the one that defeats the baddies all the time. What power means in the context of the story is relative. It's more about that they are disproportionately important. Yeah, that's basically it. But power comes in multiple forms, and basically the Mary Sue is going to have all of it. They want to have all of the cards. They basically want to be the center of the story for the entirety of the story. Even if it doesn't make sense, like even if another character should be the one to do it, the focus is always going to be on making sure that the Mary Sue character is the hero and that they are happy. Usually. There are exceptions to this, but yeah. This page does actually have like a definition of Mary Sue, but we don't have to read all that because it's probably really long. Okay, there are some rules about how to take the test. Who has to test? You guys, technically. But no, so the test has some rules about how we're gonna take it. Yuno has some qualities of a Mary Sue then? Well, that's what the test is for. We'll find out if that's true. So we don't need to find out what a Mary Sue is. Can you guys read the text, okay? I tried to make it bigger. It's magnified by 150%, but if you need me to make it bigger, I can. But worst comes to worst, I will be reading it out loud, so... No peeking at our answers? What are you guys gonna be testing? Are you testing yourselves? That doesn't really work. Maybe a little bit bigger? Okay. I'll make it a little bigger. Ah! On mobile, it's a bit small. That's okay. I will be reading it out loud, so... It's mostly for people who are going to be looking at the screen. But I will be reading everything out loud going forward. Okay. So, here's how it works. Answer all questions for which the answer is yes or technically yes, unless the item mentioned is so commonplace in the universe you write for that it doesn't really make your character remarkable or unusual. If it's established that anyone can have technicolored hair, as in many anime shows, pink coifs don't apply as unusually colored hair. If your character has an exotic name because you make up most of your character's names, you would not answer yes to having an unusual sounding name that you made up. Soonest is relative. Wink. If your character is a role-playing character, and the only reason you can answer yes is because of other players acting of their own free wills, for example, everyone has their characters throwing themselves at your character's feet and you've done nothing to force this, do not answer yes to the corresponding question. But do answer yes if you want or expect other players' characters to behave this way concerning your character, unless you've talked it out with the players beforehand and came to an agreement. So for example, if you want your character's intended love interest to fall in love with your character at first sight, click the box. Unless you and the other player have agreed that this is how you want the storyline to play out. Well, yeah, it's a checklist. It's not like a full test. It's just called a test because it does have a scoring system. Make sure that you answer the questions properly depending on what type of universe your character is in. Fanfiction, a story set in a world you didn't make up. Original fiction, a story set in a world you created yourself. And MMO/RPG, which is role-playing games or MMORPGs. How many yeses? Yeah, and then also you get part 5, which we haven't gotten to that section yet. But yeah, it does all add up. If you see a question that looks like it's been linked, rest your cursor over it. It contains a tooltip which should contain further information on the subject. Also, this test is divided into 5 sections to help prevent confusion and speed up the testing process. Part 1 applies to all characters. Part 2 is original fiction. Part 3 is fan characters. And Part 4 is RPG. And then we also have Part 5, which is a desuifier. That's questions that will subtract from your final score. Please remember that just because something is on the test does not mean that it's supposed to be inherently bad and avoided at all costs. Think of them as being like salt or spices. They serve to enhance the dish when used in the right amounts, but when used too liberally, the results tend to be quite unappetizing. Again, individual items do not make the Mary Sue. The individual items are not bad. Most good characters have and should have at least some of them. This test has never been, nor probably will be, perfect. It can only be a guide, not an instruction manual. The test should not be taken as the absolute final word on the quality of a character. Yeah, it's here just for fun. Okay. So, I guess we can get started. Are you a role player? I suppose technically. For the sake of this, in case you're wondering, I am going to be testing myself as if I were a role-playing character. Because I think that's the closest equivalent to being a VTuber. So, I'm going to be taking the all characters portion, the original fiction portion, because the universe is one that I made up, and then also the RPG character section, because technically I guess what I do could be considered role-playing. That's how I'm going to take it. And then, of course, the desuifier. So the only section I'm not taking is fan characters, because that's not the same thing. You can even think of other VTubers as the other players. True! Objectively true. Okay, so let's do it. So all characters. This area applies to RPG characters, fanfiction characters, and original fiction. Is or does your character's name, is it your name, a variation of your name, a nickname, a screen name, or any name that has been applied to you? Applied to you is an interesting term here. I think I shared this before, but I did kind of work on the name collaboratively with management, so... It's sort of? Kind of. It's not... I wouldn't call it a nickname. It's like... Applied to you is where I am tripping up here. Already tripping up. I'm gonna... Screen name? That's true. If we focus specifically on, like, screen name, that does also count. I do use it as a screen name to an extent. Because I am at Yuno Hanaki on YouTube. Do I click for both fic and RPG though? Hold on. Should we assume that fic means fanfiction? I think I'm going to assume that fic means fanfiction, and I'm just going to click the RPG box. Boop. First check. Woo! We're going to go with it, because it did technically also become my screen name. But doesn't that also mean that I technically made my screen name my real name? We're really getting into the weeds, and it's only 1A. I'm going to check it. I'm going to leave it checked. I feel like it makes sense. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. A name you planned on giving one of your children or the name of one of your actual children? No. No. Is your character's name taken deliberately from a character from another fandom that you like? Well, not me, but I just realized that Kaya would have to check this box. This is the Nishikino Kaya box. Anyway. Hanaki! Welcome in! Does your character have an unusual or exotic name? For example, a name related to nature or something mystical, a strangely spelled name, or a name from a culture your character doesn't belong to. Chosen primarily because it sounded exotic, extra pretty, or to make your character stand out more. Hanaki Yuno. Okay, so technically, management and I agreed that my name should have the kanji for Oni within it. So, like, to that extent, it does refer to something mystical because of the Oni. But it doesn't necessarily stand out as a name because it fits within the universe, I think. Because there are, like, other quote-unquote characters that have Japanese names. The universe. Aren't there some nature Onis? Yes, technically I am one. But, like, what I'm saying is I don't think that my name sticks out within the universe. I think that within the context of the world that I created, it's okay. So I'm not going to check this box. Is your character's name not merely mildly unusual? Example, a child of hippie parents being named Sky or River, but very unusual for your character's place and situation. Example, medieval English princess named Sakura or Ravine. It's not that unusual. It would maybe be considered, like, mildly unusual just because of the coincidence of having a half Oni character have the character for Oni in their name, but that's just kind of VTuber things. A lot of VTubers will kind of have names that, like, relate in some way to what they are. Some more gimmicky than others, but that's okay. That's just kind of the VTuber way, I think. So I'm gonna say that it's fine. having trouble finding names? No, I'm good. Like naming a dog cat. Yeah, sort of. That would definitely be unusual. Ba, 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 ba. Did you deliberately base your character's looks on your own? I didn't control... Well, besides changing the eye color, I didn't have any say, so... That doesn't apply here. Does your character look how you wish you looked? I don't think so. Don't get me wrong, I am very pretty. But I don't think... I wouldn't say that this is... it. Yeah, no. I think I'm good. Your character isn't pink. So true. You read me like a book on that one. Hello, OniMon Kenobi. That's me. Hi. Oh, Hanaki. Yeah, it needs more pink. Then we'll talk. Then we'll revisit this, and maybe I'll have to reconsider. Right now, though, not really. Okay. Did you deliberately base your character's appearance on your own child or someone you wish was your own child? That's weird. Someone you wish was your own child? I mean, I guess if you're talking about fictional characters. But still, no. Hi! Welcome in! Oh, Hanaki. Is your character described, illustrated, and or depicted as looking especially beautiful, handsome, or cute with little to no effort? Yes to this one! Yes! I was going to ask you guys because I don't know if I can answer this myself. Yes? Okay. We'll mark the box. Alright. Subsection. Does anyone become distracted or enraptured by your character's looks? I did click the damn box! Don't rush me. Click all the 10 boxes! Okay, so we've got yeses here too. You know, puts a lot of effort into being cute. Okay. Does anyone fight or squabble over your character because of their looks? Do you guys fight over me? Specifically because of my looks? Yeah, I mean all 4 of those. Not yet. We wore over the forehead. Give us a reason to. Honestly, no. I was gonna say, I don't think you guys fight. I think you all just kind of unanimously agree on it. So we're not gonna click that one. Square up. So we're not gonna click that one. We're not gonna click it. Is anyone, including you, jealous of your character's good looks? I mean, myself included, yeah, I do think she's kind of too pretty. I'm a bit too pretty. Have you seen my hair? I feel like the hair in particular I end up getting quite jealous of. Do any characters see their attractiveness as a threat? We kind of forgot your thickness. Oh no, do you need to be reminded? Oh no, crazy. Wow, oh no, you have to be reminded. Let me remind them. Wife? Yeah, it's your wife. She came to say hello. Okay. Quick visit from the wife. She's still here, though. She's just lurking. Anyways. Stupid. Characters. I guess characters in this case means, like, other VTubers? So in that case, I don't know. I don't know if I could make this assumption about other people. I don't know if they feel the same way. I'm gonna say no for this one, but I do agree with the other 2 that we checked. And this one. This is so silly. I like this. I'm glad that we decided to do... I'm glad I decided to do this and that we're doing it together. Because I feel like if I tried to do this for myself, you guys would be like... You didn't take this test correctly at all. Alright, question 6. You make a modest outfit look so damn hot. Well, thank you. I do really like my outfit. I think it's cute. Okay. Does anyone sincerely praise or comment upon how cute, beautiful, handsome your character is, or refer to your character as such when talking about or to your character outside of lovemaking, showing affection, or trying to cheer your character up? Yes. Every day. I was gonna say every day I feel like you guys are complimenting me. And it isn't always when you're trying to cheer me up either. I will give you that. You can have that one. Does this include anyone who doesn't especially like your character or considers your character a rival or enemy? Is there anyone who considers me their enemy? I literally typed Yuno cute before streams for the first 3 months of your career. This is true. That was brainwashing. Yeah, me? What do you mean, yeah, me? Kaya? I hate Yuno because of how pretty she is. Kaya would be the closest. Okay, but the thing is, I feel like... I don't want to say she doesn't compliment me, but I don't think she comments about my looks, is the thing. She says, like, nice things about everything else, but she never really... Sorry, my voice is dying because I streamed for 6 hours earlier. She's never said anything about my looks when she goes to compliment me. And this question is specifically asking about, like, the, like, look descriptors. So I don't know if that counts. She calls you short, but that's not a compliment.
An offering. Thank you so much.
I can't read this name. I'm scared that it means something, and I don't know what it means. But thank you for the $10 donation. Let me move chat over here so that I can adjust. That's a fact, exactly. It's okay. She doesn't have to compliment me physically. It's just that when I think of the times that she has complimented me, it's not usually about physical stuff. Okay. Does your character modestly deny it every time or refuse to believe that they are attractive? Anyways. World's easiest yes. Stop saying yeah! Dang it. Okay. Ahem. Don't deny the denial. I'm looking away. I cannot read suddenly. That's so crazy. I can't read. That's so wild. Anyways. Does your character have a great body / physique, which you describe, show, and or illustrate in detail? I usually say that I don't have the... Obuga. Shut up. Describe, show, and or illustrate. Well, I do show it off. I will say that I show it off. I don't think I describe it like that. Can I not highlight text? That's crazy. I would say I do show it. Sometimes in illustration, I do choose to have certain things be emphasized as well. But I don't really describe myself as having a great body. Usually I will comment on my lack of strength. But I guess you guys are saying yes, so I will check it. Despite the fact that their eating or exercise habits decree that they should be under or overweight or lack most of those gorgeous manly muscles. Sailor Moon is one example of this. Usagi mysteriously manages to keep her figure despite the junk food on which she constantly gorges. Also, characters who remain gorgeously muscular despite never exercising apply. Yes, I do remember the art. It's hard to forget. But I would say that this is probably true. Being the delicate little Oni that I am, I do not usually move very much, so the fact that I have been able to maintain my figure is impressive. Yeah, Shaggy would actually count for this if you were taking it as Shaggy. We'll go with this. Does your character weigh so little that they could be or are mistaken for but aren't, and it's meant to be taken as a compliment? No, that's not true. I don't think I've ever decided like a canon weight personally. I have a canon height, but I've never said anything about weight. And I don't really plan to, because I feel like that kind of thing is hard to like gauge. How's the test going? Pretty okay so far. We are still on the first section, but pretty okay. I would say we are pretty alright. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Is your character explicitly described as entertaining enough to have people watch her do online tests? I have to check mark yes for that one. That probably adds a lot of Mary Sue points. 40 kilograms? That's way too light. Don't ask a lady her weight. Exactly, exactly. Just say 50. That's way too light! If you guys really think that I'm that... If you really think that I'm that light, then I would have to check this box. That's way too light. Anyways. 3? No. There's no way it's 3. I would have to literally be less than an inch tall. Anyway. I'm skipping past that question. Is your character explicitly described, shown, or illustrated as especially tall or petite? I think it's okay that I say this now. I don't think I have ever said it before. But when we were talking to Ephemera in their pre-debut phase, we were comparing heights, as you do, because they were establishing their heights and stuff.
It's a super chat, so that means
Thank you for the super chat.
jingle.
When we were comparing heights, I think it's okay that I say this. R.I.P. if she didn't want this to be said, but when I brought up my height, Mimi was like, "Doesn't that mean you could be legally considered a dwarf?" And I was like, interesting. And then I looked it up, but I'm technically on the upper end, but kind of, yes. Technically, kind of, a little bit, yes. So, I mean, and there also have been times where people will, like, take me, my model, my image, and they'll purposefully make me very tiny, so... Tiny creature. Yuno Hanaki. Sassy Kohai? I'm telling you, they have been sassing since the before times. They sassed before they could even be revealed. La Critora. So true. Alright. Is your character strong enough to wield a huge weapon like a warhammer, giant gun, or huge sword, yet has a waifish figure instead of unattractive bulging muscles? No. I wield a fan as my battle weapon, so no. Is cuteness a weapon? It's not the same thing. They're talking about characters like Presea, who are really tiny, but can carry a giant freaking axe. Those Geta weigh 20 tons. It's like Rock Lee with his ankle weights. The minute I take my Geta off, I just go supersonic speed. But no, I don't use a big weapon. I fight with a fan. And we've also established that I'm probably a magic user, so definitely not. Don't have to check this one. Do you use poetic and/or creative terms to describe your character, but virtually no one else, aside from your character's love interest, perhaps? No. I would say that I would describe everybody around the same amount. Descriptions such as raven locks, chestnut waves, azure orbs, or emerald green eyes. mean, yes! I have what? I would describe everybody else with the same kind of descriptive imagery. I'm not saying that I would only describe myself that way, but that's because I have the creative writing brain. I have a creative writer's brain rot. I would describe everybody very pretty. I think I'm okay. I would describe everybody equally, because I think everybody is gorgeous. Do you frequently describe your character's beautiful, handsome, or cute attributes, or point out how sexy your character is? Behind closed doors, I do talk about it a lot. Behind closed doors, I actually do. I get really modest when you guys start complimenting me because it makes me embarrassed. But admittedly, when I'm looking at art or if I'm talking to the others about art or like things like related to me, I will be like, damn, I'm hot. But I feel like it's different when you're talking about it with other VTubers versus when you're taking compliments from like fans and stuff. I feel like there's a certain different kind of context to it. But when I'm chatting with the girlies, yeah, I'll definitely be like, look at how freaking pretty I am. Look how pretty this art is. Hanamizuki literally will like go to each other whenever we get back new art for like a cover or for a project. I actually saw Kaya's spicy apron skeb before you guys did, and when I saw it, I was like, whoa, who's the artist? I think I was like, wait, hold on, I think I can scroll and find what I said exactly. But we say stuff like that and hype each other up all the time. Great googly boogly. That's what I should have said if we're being real. Hold on, I'm looking. Okay, so the direct quote from me of what I said was, whoa, mama, who? Drop the artist right now. And then when she linked it to me, I was like, based, thank you, it's so good. So, that's the amount of simping that we do in private. I know that was an example of me simping for Kaya, but the idea is there, right? We show each other the pretty art, and then we go unga boonga. That's your daughter? Alter is not my daughter. We established this. Alter is not my daughter. Kaya is my daughter. Alter is not my daughter. Why, you know, giving a Johnny Bravo vibe? Hey, that means I still respect women. Because I do. I do respect women very much. Okay, conversely, do you go to great lengths describing how your character is not gorgeous? No. I don't really... I wouldn't say that I do that very often. Like, if I was writing something about myself, I probably wouldn't say that I am unattractive. On stream, yes? I don't think so. I usually just say I don't know if I agree with you when you make comments. I don't go out of my way to then say I am ugly. Like, I don't say it that directly. Because, like, going to great lengths implies that I have to be like, no, guys, I'm hideous. Have you seen how much green I have in my design? Oh, so gross. Like, I've never done that. I don't think that that is true. I don't like talk myself down directly. I usually just try to reflect. I try to deflect the compliments, and I don't think that's the same thing. Okay. Does your character explicitly look like or strongly resemble an attractive real-life celebrity in story? No. I don't really have any celebrities established. Chris Pratt. That is not a real... Stop. I don't look like Chris Pratt. What do you mean? I don't look like Chris Pratt. Stop. Okay. Do other characters find your character extremely attractive and desirable, even when they should be completely gross and icky? After battling, getting tortured, going for days without bathing or washing, and they don't, have a thing for that. Don't say yes so immediately. Do not say yes that fast. What? Hello? Well? Interesting. We haven't had a chance to test this. That's true. Have you guys ever seen me experience any of this? That's true. I don't think you look like Chris Pratt. Thank you. I'm glad somebody feels that way. Chat just sees attractive and says yes. But yeah, I'm going to say that this has not been tested. So we are going to not check it. Does your character have any of the following? The last part kind of rules it out. Yeah. Natural eye coloration not normally found in their race or species. Well, with the lore that we have established, my original eye color was green, and then it was changed to purple during the ceremony that made me half Oni. Dang it! Why are both of the eye colors listed here? My eye colors. Cringe. A human with vivid purple or lime green eyes, and it's not because the characters are from a cartoon where candy-hued eyes are the norm. Candy-hued? Candy? Messed up. What the heck is Alexandria's Genesis? I don't even know what that is. Anyways. It knows. So... Not owned by a test. So I think... The thing is, though, I was trying to say that my natural eye color was green, and then it was changed to purple. I don't really know, because there aren't any other half-Oni, like, in my clan, for me to be able to gauge this. I am the only half-Oni. So I can't really gauge if the other ones get, like, different eye colors, or if, like, it's common to get purple. So I don't know if I can answer this one. Eyes with any other unusual qualities. Flash, change color, have oddly shaped pupils, or heterochromatic, stuff like that. You're not candy-eyed, but you are eye candy. I see. I'm the only half-Oni is itself kind of a Mary Sue flag. I mean, technically, yes. You're not wrong. Eyes with any other unusual qualities. Yeah. We'll go with that. Natural hair color not normally found in their race or species. Some Oni have hair. This is my natural hair color, though. My hair color did not change. It was just my eyes that did. I don't know. I'm going to not check it. I feel like it's fine. Reasonably normal. Unusual feature of any other kind. Particularly unusual or exotic birthmark, tattoo. Well, I do have an exotic tattoo. Would say my tattoo's pretty exotic. Would my horns count? I guess not, because it's, like, common for the species. Everyone's just like, wife mentioned! Let's go! We love when our wife is mentioned! Does Kaya look like Chris Pratt? No, I don't think any of us look like Chris Pratt. But are they detachable? My horns? No, I can make them disappear, but they're not detachable. I guess a short Oni can be uncommon. Going by my height, I guess? Well, we did technically have that answer with, like, illustrated as especially tall or petite. I feel like that already counts. Is being able to magically hide your horns common to your species? Is it common to have Oni? I'm not sure. Does it count considering how small you are? Our horns is spring-loaded. Shut up! Man. See, the problem is that the other Oni don't really think about this because they already know that they can't pass as humans if they were to leave Onigashima. So they haven't really bothered to try things like hiding their horns. They all know forms of magic, right? But not necessarily the kinds of magic that I can use. Like, my magic would allow me to blend in a little bit more. And they don't really think about blending in because they're already so vastly different. I don't think I have an unusual blood color, though. Or a birthmark. But I'll just leave the mark for tattoo. I don't know if horns technically count because, again, horns are technically, like, associated with the Oni. So, I don't think they are abnormal. Does that mean there's grooves in her brain? Stop! You guys are so mean to me. Does your character have a particularly attractive or pleasant scent that doesn't come from their perfume, cologne, or shampoo? No? I've never thought about that anyway. I think Yuno smells like fresh cut grass. Interesting headcanon. I've never really thought about it. So I would say no, probably. Oh, she smells like pewter. Sure. We love the technology smell. Yuno smells like books. I feel like that would be the closest approximation, probably. Ba, 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 ba. Does your character have a scar or other small flaw that is noticed by someone but does not actually detract from your character's appearance from your point of view? No. I don't think I have any scars. Not particularly. I guess technically the thing that would be the scar, quote-unquote, is the tattoo. Since that came from the Oni ceremony, but... eh. Does your tattoo count? I mean, would I have to double count it? Because we already mentioned that it was unique, but I don't mind counting it again, I guess, because this is kind of different. But I feel like the answer should be, does it in fact enhance attractiveness? Because we must all agree that the thigh tattoo enhances my attractiveness. Because again, I will always tell this story, but it was the first thing that I looked at when I saw the models. I say no because it's not a flaw. That's true. Like, within the context of the universe, it could be considered a flaw, but I don't think it's actually a flaw. She will go ahead and avoid it. Has your character been in a lot of physical fights and/or battles, but doesn't have many noticeable scars to show for it? Do not click if healing technology or magic is readily available that allows for healing without scars. Okay. That's fine then, because there is healing magic. So we will skip. Does your character have a particularly piercing, example, can stare straight into your soul, haunting, captivating, or dazzling gaze? Technically snapping your fingers. That's a debuff. That's a debuff. A fault of the vessel. Yes, absolutely. I would agree. Do you describe, show, and/or illustrate in detail your character's outfits in full detail, even when the details have no bearing on the plot? No. I was about to do F-word, no, but like, literally no. No, no, no. If this ever happens to me, then someone has taken over my body and they are an imposter. If this ever happens to me ever, no. One of my least favorite things about my Immortal and like other fanfics like it is that they spend so much time describing all their clothes. You specifically tell us not to worry about your outfit because the details are too much. Because I get it! Do you know how many times I have seen art come back and there are details about my outfit that are wrong? Even people who have drawn me multiple times still get my outfit wrong. I get it. We've been there. It's tough. Don't VTubers display your model? Not always in full detail. It's not like they go out of their way to, like, showcase the outfit. Just because they put it on screen doesn't mean that that's displaying. It's also never the full outfit. Like, it's not emphasizing the outfit when they put me on screen. It's for the sake of showing that I'm in the stream. Not the same thing. Does your character's personal choice of clothing frequently include clothing that you deliberately picked from your own wardrobe? So going based on the fact that I have mentioned clothing styles that I like and people have drawn me in clothing that I like, I guess I would have to say yes. Probably. Clothing you chose because you really wish you owned it or could get away with wearing it in public. I do, yeah. VTubers do be wish fulfillment. Clothing you chose because it makes your character look super sexy and or badass. No, not usually. I try to pick clothing that's appropriate for whatever I need the art for, if I'm choosing the artwork anyway. What do you mean, I mean? I mean, okay. I suppose if we're going with that, we did kind of decide that I'm probably not going to wear pants super often, just because I want to be able to show off the thighs, which I guess is a choice to look sexy. I see where you're coming from. Clothing that is realistically impractical, improper, or inappropriate for the character's situation, but looks cool. Wearing something that can be taken for club wear to an office job. Well. I think we'll come back to that question when Yuno gets her second outfit. Does the bone count? Yes, maybe. I would say I do feel like my outfit is, impractical. If I was to choose for it to be any of these, it would mostly be the fact that it's impractical. Especially the Geta. We've talked about how much the Geta would screw me over in, like, a zombie chase or something. I do wear my kimono in battle, and I also wear my Geta, which is, again, impractical. Ignore if your character's choice in clothing ends up backfiring, like a midriff revealing armor results in a serious injury, or a high-heeled shoe breaks and results in a sprained ankle. Then I have to choose this, because that's never happened. Okay. Is your character impervious to any of the normal limitations and or weaknesses of their species? Such as a vampire immune to garlic, a Kryptonian immune to kryptonite, or a human who cannot get drunk no matter how much moonshine they consume. Normal limitations or weaknesses of their species. Do I think about it in the sense of the Oni? Yuno versus Beans. Beans always win. That means I'm not impervious. That does mean that I am weak to the beans. Think of the only limitations, but half it. Stop. But I am weak to the beans. Man. I wouldn't say weak, just dislike. You have thrown beans at me and it hurts. Onis are known for their strength, meanwhile, you know, I am just a weak little guy. I didn't get any of the Oni strength as far as I know. But for me, a lot of my powers, or at least like a lot of the powers that I feel like have been established by the Oni, I just haven't really discovered for myself. I've said that before, I think. That I'm not really sure what all of my powers actually are. So, it's kind of hard for me to gauge. But I don't think... I would say that I experience the regular limitations of being partially Oni. If anything, I think the weaknesses are even more effective. Yeah, we'll go with that. Does your character belong to an exotic or unusual race or species with powers and abilities beyond human ability? Yes. Yeah. This is true. Yep. Yep. Are beans like kryptonite to you? Do your mage powers stop working if there are beans in your vicinity? I don't know if they would stop working, but if you throw beans at me, it does burn my skin. So, like, that would definitely stop me from being able to cast, I would say. Could you defeat a normal human arm wrestling? I do have weak little arms, but like I said, I don't necessarily know if I have the Oni strength because I've never really tried to channel it. This next category is going to do you in. It's so over. I feel like I've already racked up a lot of points, but it's fine. Is your character a crossbreed or hybrid of any kind? Yes. In a universe where hybrids of this type are virtually unheard of or are completely unprecedented, generally yes. A hybrid of more than 2 species? No. Do they possess the strengths of both or all species but none of the weaknesses? No. Or does your character have all of the weaknesses but none of the strengths? This would count as a -4. That's not true either. I'm balanced right now. You mentioned you have baby hands. My hands are small. Yes. Like, their size is small. I've always had really tiny baby hands. But I think because I'm balanced, I can't click C or D. Is your character part something that has features that might be considered unattractive or unappealing by human standards, but the only features your character inherited do nothing to detract from their appearance or even enhance it? Here's the even enhance it bit that I was waiting for, because that's what my tattoo is, baby. Also, yeah, I guess some people would think that horns are unattractive, but I don't think that mine detract from my appearance all that much. Not even gonna click this one. Does not apply. I'm getting away from that question. Okay. Does your character belong to a species that typically has an appearance or exhibits behaviors that you and or most people in real life would find unattractive or unappealing, but your character looks or acts more human for some reason? Okay, but like, it's 'cause I'm half. That does count, though. Does your character become a genetically, scientifically, cybernetically, supernaturally, or magically altered, enhanced being, possibly with new powers and or better looks? As in, like, within the context of, like, the current story? Because technically that was the prequel. Technically, I turned into a half Oni in the prequel before I debuted. So, like, but that was technically a magical alteration. That's your whole lore? Okay, fine. Are they happier this way? Debatable. Do people like them better this way? Also debatable. Do you wish it would happen to you? Not really. Are you happy, Buno? I mean, as a person, yes. But, like, I'm thinking about it in the context of, like, the story. feel like these two things are kind of debatable. In the story that I'm telling, I think this is debatable. I feel like it could go multiple ways, depending on who you ask. Do you think of your character as a role model? Me? No. No Oni transformation, no VTubing, so I would say yes. I guess that's true. I guess hating fish and being stuck on an island is tough. That's true. The seafood industry is not booming because of my contributions. I don't know. But like within the context... It has its ups and downs. I can't confidently click A with all of my heart. I also don't think I can click B confidently. So I'm not gonna click them. Does your character voice political, social, or religious opinions or beliefs which you share? I mean, I guess. I don't really talk about these things, though. But I guess, like, arguably, because looking at this like a role player, I guess technically, yes. But I don't really go out of my way to share any of this stuff. Beliefs, if you think about it very broadly. Yeah, basically. I'm going to ignore the rest of this, though, because I don't think it applies. Does your character express unusually free, enlightened, or liberated views on topics such as sex and equality for their time or place? I don't know. I guess maybe. Because I am over 200 years old. You would think that I am pretty stuck in the traditional ways, but I would say that I'm not. I think I actually do believe in, like, more unconventional thoughts on this stuff. But also, my story does primarily take place in, like, modern day, so I don't know if that necessarily works. I'm just gonna skip this. I don't think this applies here. Does your character openly call anyone else incapable, incompetent, foolish, etc., but the character or characters referred to as such don't find your character's behavior insulting, hurtful, rude, belittling, condescending, or insubordinate, and they behave accordingly? Image of Yuno barking at Kaya's artwork. Whoa, mama! I don't think I do anything like this. This isn't really, like, something that's in character for me. Do most or all of the insulted character's friends fail to get angry at your character's behavior despite knowing your friend was insulted? Yeah, I don't feel like I do any of this. I don't know. That doesn't fit. Okay. If your character has a short temper, sharp wit, snarky attitude, or is otherwise prone to verbal assaults, are the tongue lashings and or snarkings they give other characters always deserved or justified? I wouldn't say always. I do think sometimes my snark comes out during times where it is not appropriate. You call chat crazy, but that's deserved. Yeah, I wouldn't say that that's a verbal assault, though. Does your character ever strike or attack any other character, or steal or destroy any other character's possessions? If the character or characters affected don't get angry or upset over it. No? Not really. Is your character easily provoked to violence, but only gets into fights with characters who truly deserve the beating they get? No, I honestly would prefer to not resort to violence. Do not like violence. If your character is openly defiant or disrespectful toward authority figures, is your character always justified and in the right? I tend to respect authority, so that doesn't apply. Are any other actions that get your character into trouble with authority always justified from your point of view? I don't really... Most of the story that I've made isn't really about going against authority. So skip, I guess? It applies because I'm always right. Shut up! Shut up! Do authority figures punish your character more harshly than they would have punished their peers under the same circumstances? I guess technically... Sort of. Do authority figures not punish your character when they probably would have punished their peers? No. I think the punishments would be doled out properly. Are the rules of the universe bent or broken for your character? Like joining a group despite being too old or too young? No? I don't think so. I don't think so. Does your character have any, psychological disorders or conditions for the following reasons? No. That doesn't apply. No, that doesn't apply either. Let's not romanticize mental illness. Just got a couple minutes to say hello. Hello! Hanaki, welcome in. Is your character mainly driven by completely justified revenge? No. Was your character an important and or famous person in a past life? Well, I don't know about past life. But I was important in the village, kind of. Well known at the very least. Are animals instinctively attracted to your character? I've never thought about this. I would say no, though. How many animal companions does your character keep? 0? You guys aren't animals. Are you a Disney princess? No. But yeah, 0. I don't... Ordinary non-magical pets like cats and dogs, or any pet considered ordinary within the canon, like a legendary Pokemon in a Pokemon story or an owl in Harry Potter, do not count. That's debatable. I don't really think you guys are animals. You're mythical creatures, I guess, but not animals. You said animal, a wolf, bird of prey, a big cat, or mythical creature. Are we? No, you're not animals. You have the same amount of, like, sentience and intelligence, and you can talk. So, like... You technically have a form of autonomy. I don't know if that really counts. And also, we could go by the rule of, like, Pokemon in a Pokemon story, where, like, you guys are mythical creatures on an island of other mythical creatures. I do not think that that is abnormal. I try myself off like a dog? Okay. Does your character habitually share profound wisdom and knowledge? No. I'm very stupid. I don't know nothing. Does your character always have money to spend on extravagant frivolities? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, no, no. No, no, no. That's not true. Does anyone quickly and readily bestow gifts, goodies, and luxuries upon your character? that aren't mandated by local norms of etiquette, or if they are mandated by norms of etiquette, are much nicer or more extravagant than considered necessary. Yuno Sensei. Do not caps lock the sensei. Hi, Nami. Hi, Hiroji. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope we had a good stream. Welcome. I'm in the middle of taking the Mary Sue test. I'm still on the first section. The first section has a lot of questions. At this rate, instead of Mary Sue, you're gonna end up as maiden in distress. I am a maiden, and I am in distress. Do Akasupas count? I guess if we're talking about, like, donations, but isn't that technically part of norms of etiquette? How many questions does this have? A lot. and I'm going through a lot of sections. This is, I'm experiencing, craziness. That's kind of why I'm trying to, like, skip over some of these without, talking about them too much. Nice or fancy clothes, fine jewelry, high-quality weapons or armor, high-end gadgets or electronics. So it's not necessarily monetary gifts, is the thing. The hard cap just got a lot softer. No! I am going to cap it. If anything, I'm just going to have to do a part 2 with the test. We'll figure it out. It's fine. I really do have to cap it, though, because I have to eat. I can't not eat. If I don't eat going into freaking, going into Bunny Garden and then also my meeting, I will die. Yeah, it looks like this is more focused on, like, material gifts, not necessarily money. Is it that part of the long quiz where you just want to answer the stuff? Not necessarily. I do want to talk some of these out. I'm worried, because this is quite long. I feel like this would only apply to me, though, if I had a throne open. Because that would imply, like, gifting of gifts. For any of the gift items of personal significance or sentimental value, is your character gifted with some kind of high-quality or high-powered weapon or item? No? Are gifts things that it would not be in the best interest of the gifter to give away? No? Do any of the characters doing the giving rarely, if ever, just give nice or fancy things to other people? I don't think any of this applies. Thinking about it in the sense of, like, other characters within the narrative, I don't think it applies. At least, not anymore. Did you choose your character's occupation or hobbies because you think they sound neat, glamorous, prestigious, or exciting? No? I chose them because they fit. I chose them because they're true, also. Anyways. Does your character share your favorite types of movies, music, clothes, hobbies, etc.? Yes, because we is I am she, we are the, you know? Even though your character belongs to a different race, species, group, it has its own culture and entertainment already, or normally doesn't care for that type of thing at all. Example, a Homestuck troll who is into Earth fashion or J-pop. Okay, but most of the Homestuck trolls are into Earth things. Most of them are into Earth things. I guess, like, I mean, Karkat's the biggest example. He's really into Earth movies, but, like, bruh. I guess, technically, I could check this as well, because the Oni do have their own culture. Anyways. Is your character some sort of genius or prodigy, or unusually accomplished for their age, time period, place, occupation, or social status? Yes. See you later tonight? Yeah, see you later! Do not say fallacies in the face of the Homestuck Lore Master. Do not call me the Homestuck Lore Master, I don't know that much. And something that is extremely desirable and or useful in the story's universe? No. and something that is extremely difficult for virtually anyone to achieve? No. Is your character unusually accomplished or gifted in more than one area? Yes. Technically. You know about to actually a Mary Sue quiz? Such is my life. I mean, this is an older quiz, so I'm not that surprised that the information is not particularly updated. Does your character pick up new skills or gain ranks unusually fast during the course of the story? No. To the point where they learn new skills that usually take years to master in a matter of months or less? No. Is your character simply the best or among the best among their peer group? No. Absolutely not. No, 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 no. I could never say that about myself. Especially among the peer group, that means, like, thinking of myself as the best at something among people in production kawaii. That is not true. No, never. Are they famous or renowned for any of these? No. Are other characters extremely impressed or astonished at your character's skill or virtues? Does not count if they are easily impressed due to their own inexperience. I don't know about extremely impressed. Do they impress even the most cynical, jaded, exacting, or experienced? Check one box. Let me guess. This one? You're the best at using that gun in the crab game? Yeah. I'm the only one. That's so true. I don't know. I don't think I can check any of the other ones, but I will at least check D. Does your character have Barbie doll syndrome? Giving the character the main title for every plot that comes their way, no matter how irrelevant the titles are to each other, giving them multiple professions or titles that have nothing to do with each other. Example, Princess Barbie has a medical degree. When she isn't saving lives, she's cooking top-class dinners at her favorite restaurant and hosting charities to help endangered animals. No. Definitely not. Ah, The Sound of Music. Does your character have an exceptionally good singing voice? Exceptionally good? I'm okay. Play a musical instrument? No. This is instrument and guitar, harp, or flute. No, I don't play an instrument. Can they charm others with their musical talent? I don't know. Charm? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Is Boba Pizza an instrument? No, it's not. D? Man? I guess. Fine. Does your character have any sort of power or ability that is unprecedented or unheard of among the people your character usually associates with? If the ability is spoken of in old legends or unsubstantiated rumors, it still counts. Yes. Technically. Does your character have no enemies or opponents with any real ability to genuinely match, rival, or defend against your character's power or ability somehow? I mean, as far as I know. Yeah? Does your character have the ability to save others from mortal injury and or death? Not really a healer type, I'm more a general mage. I don't really think I'm the healing mage. I am a battle mage. So no. Does Kaya count? I mean, Kaya can... She's got the advantage in certain things. But it's specifically asking about, like, my powers among my peers. I don't necessarily know if Kaya can, like, fully go against some of the skills that I know that I have. But also, I've never really tried them on her, and I don't know if I ever would. I respect her too much, you know? It's not like we're ever going to actually fight. Does your character have special abilities that can allow them to read almost anyone's thoughts or memories instantly and with ease with few to no limitations or chance of backfiring? No, not a mind reader. Easily control another person with little to no possibility of resistance from the target. Smile. See or just know things without actually being there with few to no limitations, chances of backfiring, or possibility of being blocked or discovered. No. Easily purify or cleanse someone of long-running anger, hate, selfishness, evil, darkness, etc. that came about naturally. No. Smile. Anyway. Does your character have a telepathic, empathic connection, or the ability to communicate with any kind of animal? No. Anything such as horses, wolves, big cats, or mythical creatures. Bonded creatures do not count so long as this is within a universe where this is perfectly normal and it is your character's one and only bonded creature. Oh, I guess if it's just one. I guess technically I do have that kind of connection with you guys. With the Damadachi. I guess that would count. Does your character have the ability to shapeshift? Yes. Into multiple forms? No. And can they use these forms perfectly at first go? No. For a while, when I tried to get my horns to be invisible, they would just kind of shrink into, like, little nubs. That was not very useful. It took a bit of practice. Does your character possess power that can take out entire cities, legions of soldiers, general all-around evil in one shot? No. Absolutely not. Does your character end up in a tight spot and turn out to have cool yet completely unforeshadowed powers or skills that were dormant and or unknown before? Does not count if this is used as a device to set up the story. I mean, I have said that, I have powers that I'm pretty sure that there are some things that still lie dormant, like I haven't fully understood my powers, because for a while I just didn't think there was a need to. I just kind of holed up and read a lot of books for most of the time that I was banished. So I just haven't really had many opportunities to experiment with my powers to really know what's there. So yes, but also I don't know if it would necessarily be a plot device. I guess I'm gonna check it, because I don't know for sure. It could go either way. Can you still turn them into nubs? No. I mean, I guess technically I could, but it would be by choice this time and not by accident. Does your character have any other relatively unique special powers or abilities that come in handy? Yeah, I'd say so. Are your character's powers so awesome that all or most of the major factions want to get your character on their side one way or another? No. Not counting their first language, how many languages does your character fluently speak? Just one. It's understanding the Oni. One other language. Does your character succeed at virtually everything they try? No. Do the first plans, strategies, ideas your character comes up with always or nearly always work? No. But only after everyone else dismisses it and tries everything else first. Does or is your character clumsy yet holds a job where coordination would be important? No. Says what... I can't talk. Says whatever they're thinking or has no brain-to-mouth filter, yet holds a job where keeping secrets or emotions under wraps would be important. No? Have consistently horrible people skills, yet hold a job that requires interaction with people. No? Do your character's flaws never cause any actual problems? No, they always cause problems. What do you mean? My life is full of problems. If or when your character does make any major mistakes, are they quickly and easily forgiven with no real consequences for the character? No. I don't think so. Do these mistakes ever result in important property or items being seriously endangered, damaged, or destroyed? No. Do these mistakes ever result in people being seriously endangered or injured? No. Do these mistakes ever result in anyone dying? No. Do most, if not all, characters who disagree with your character's choices and methods turn out to be evil, manipulated by someone evil, or at the very least working for a dubious or selfish agenda? Not most. I don't think so. Does your character ever single-handedly take out more armed forces than you can count on one hand using their awesome kick-ass skills? Absolutely not. I would be more likely to have my ass be the one getting kicked. Is anyone envious of your character's talents or abilities because they beat them at their own game? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was this, but I don't think it's this. Does your character alone use a weapon that is famous or legendary before the character acquires it? No. Was given by some kind of spirit or magical being. If we count Oni as being magical, then yes. Is magical or has some other sort of unique properties. I mean, it's like a catalyst. So, is unusually ornate. I mean, it could be. I switch out the fans pretty often. Some of them are more ornate than others. Is from a different culture or country than your character? No, that's not true. You often mention how special or significant this weapon is. Not really. Fan's pretty, that's all. Does your character use a bladed weapon in a relatively modern setting for no logical reason? No, I don't use a blade. Does your character just always happen to have on hand or in pockets or boots whatever tools, gadgets, or weapons are needed to get out of most scrapes? No. Do I look like I got pockets? Who would win, 100 Yuno-sized chatters or one chat-sized Yuno? I mean, it depends. We have to see how much it adds together. Make those fans sharp for the Mary Sue points, but I don't want the Mary Sue points. I'm trying to avoid that. Does your character possess a one-of-a-kind trinket or piece of jewelry that is magical or has some special significance? Yes. Does this trinket protect your character from some weakness? No. About your character's parents, guardians, overseers. Oh boy. Are they unfairly restrictive or unnecessarily harsh? No. Does this fact have little to no impact on the main plot on your character's behavior, but simply serves to give your character something to complain or angst about? No. Do your character's guardians or overseers let them do whatever they want, never really get in the way or ask too many questions? You know, has a magical trinket? Yes. You don't usually see it because I have it off screen. But it's the bone. The bone is magic. Let's see. I would say this is probably closer. I'm thinking about my Oni guardians more so than my human family. But yeah. Practically perfect parents. That's not true. If they did ever do anything selfish or short-sighted, did they at any point come to see the child's way with little to no internal conflict? No. Don't be silly. Feel like we're doing an IQ test? It's a very long test. So I'm kind of trying to jump through the questions as much as I can. Because I would like to try to at least get through this section. I only have like 30 minutes left. We took a lot of time to discuss some of these, so it's my fault for rambling. Many such cases. Is your character nobility, royalty, or of an equivalent high status? No. I was thinking the other Oni let you do anything because they don't know how to deal with you. Yeah, they just kind of leave me be. It be like that. In any type of story, if your character is the main character, does your character discover that they are a royal or equivalent status? No. Is your character adopted by someone who is royal? No. Does either result in your character becoming next in line? Nope. Nope. Scroll of Queen. Box is left unchecked. Not the Asian Empress. I mean, I did initially toss around the idea when I was thinking about my, lore. I did toss around the idea of maybe being a princess, but I wasn't sure about that. The other two in Hanamizuki are so, like, relatively normal in comparison. I would have felt weird being a princess. I did consider it, though. Perhaps the idea will make its way back around. I don't know. I have to think about it more. Is your character undeservedly despised or outcast by most people? Undeservedly? Well... technically. Because your character is unusually talented, attractive, rich. No. because of their skills or special powers. No. Something happened during the course of the story that makes the majority of characters genuinely sorry for mistreating your character. Well, they're all dead, so, I guess? I don't think that counts. Is your character some kind of chosen one? No. Does the prophecy involve saving the world? No. Does the prophecy involve becoming a great leader? No. Is your character at the center of some grand cosmic design? The gods themselves or an equivalent power created or planned for your character to carry out some grand divine plan? No. Cosmic keystone. Your character's very existence is somehow tied to the balanced existence of the world? No. I'm just a guy. I'm just a little creature, man. Is your character extremely popular or positively renowned where they come from or frequent? In the past, yes. Not so much after being banished. But there was a point in time. If we're going by where they come from, kind of. They were. Like I was. I don't know. How would I word this? Would that count? I guess so. I'll check it. I feel like it's close enough to counting. Does your character consider their talents, special abilities, or good looks to be a curse? Yes, all the time. But what if the universe is survivable? Does your character manage to form a bond with the villain and through this bond cause the villain to reform? No? I don't think how it was in the past matters. I suppose that's true. I was just thinking of, like, positively renowned where they come from. I guess we'll skip it for now. Chat is the villain. You guys could not be a villain even if I paid you. Does the villain revert back to their old ways but retain some bit of goodness? I don't interact with villains. Anyways. Considering your character's friends and acquaintances, okay, this means this applies to production, kawaii, and I guess other adjacent VTubers. Is your character liked by nearly everyone they meet? Do the other girls in kawaii like me? I guess I'm gonna say yes in that regard. When your character makes new friends, do they ever feel like they've known them for years after just a few minutes or hours of talking to them, or vice versa? I mean, I think Reina has said this before, but when Hanamizuki joined, we, like, kind of integrated pretty easily. It kind of felt like we were meant to become part of the group, I suppose. So, I guess I will go with that based on what Reina has said. Do most or all of your characters' friends and buddies lead glamorous, exciting, or interesting, or highly dramatic lives? Yes. Have you seen the people in production kawaii? Yes, obviously. Are most or all of your characters' friends and buddies highly attractive by conventional standards? Yes! Again, have you seen the people in production kawaii? Do you see how pretty these women are? How am I here? When your character makes new friends, do they care about your character as much or even more than they care for friends they've had longer after knowing your character for only a short time? I wouldn't be able to judge this. Would any of them die for your character? Unless we're talking about people who would die for just about any random person or casual acquaintance. I don't know. That one I don't know. Even characters that are not known for their friendly, outgoing attitudes. I don't know. Does any character who is normally portrayed as being cold, callous, or cruel to others treat your character with warmth and kindness? No. Nobody in kawaii is particularly cold. Do characters who criticize or don't like your character from the start like them by the end, or at least have grudging respect? Again, this doesn't apply because I don't know if anybody dislikes me. Does anyone who criticizes or doesn't like your character end up getting beaten up, humiliated, miserable, or dead? No? No. I don't know enough about people who could dislike me, so I have to skip that. This is so long. Do the characters often quickly and readily put their own responsibilities, dreams, and even lives on hold in order to help out your character, or quickly and readily engage in illegal or risky activities? Nishikino Kaya, yes. Even when there are innocent people who would or could be hurt by the other character's selfless actions. Is anyone who doesn't do this treated or shown as being unfairly selfish? No. Does anyone want to adopt your character or wish that your character was their own offspring? I don't think so. I don't think I have been adopted by anybody. Romantic relationship, we are skipping. That doesn't apply to me. Oh, we're skipping that part too. We are skipping all the relationship stuff because that is not relevant to anything. I mean, you are a baby, please. I'd say Sora adopted you. No. 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 I don't think so. I think Sora would be like, get this child away from me. On the subject of your character and their family, was your character orphaned, abandoned, kicked out, or at least raised by a family or person that was not their own family? Yes. Was a major villain responsible for the death of the parents or guardians? No. Was your character responsible for the death of their parents or guardians? Yes, and kind of indirectly, thing A led to thing B led to thing C. I guess that means yes, though. Did your character witness the death of the parents or guardians? Yes. Were they adopted by a cruel family? No. Ran away at any point? No. Raised themselves? No. The very last or only survivor of anything. I mean, by nature of becoming immortal after being banished, I don't think that necessarily counts, though. Time just passed. Time just passed, and because I am immortal, I am not changed. This is where my parents died, Michelangelo. Cowabummer. Not Cowabummer. That's messed up. Lived alone on the streets during childhood? No. Lived alone in the wilderness during childhood? Also no. Adopted by another species, racial group? Survivor of your line community? I guess that would count. I will mark it then. What about any of these? Born raised in extreme poverty. Not extreme. Forced into slavery? No. Unwillingly used as a test subject? No. Banished? Oofies, I got. A member of a despised, outcast, or downtrodden racer group? Yes. Technically, the Oni are despised and outcast. Is chat making fun of you a cruel procedure? Illegitimate child? No. Parent of an illegitimate child? No. Those don't apply either. Well, bullying, technically. Did anything else remarkably strange or otherwise unusual happen in your character's infancy or childhood? No. My childhood was pretty normal. If your character lost their oh. Yes, this is really a thing. Yeah, that's the weird concept. Nope. Don't have to worry about that. Has your character otherwise lost a child, a lover, or a spouse, or a close friend? No. Not really. Is your character's trauma or pain somehow worse or more profound than the trauma or pain of characters in the same story who have gone through very nearly or even the exact same thing as your character? Well, the thing is, I haven't really met anybody who has experienced something similar, so wouldn't know. If your character has a torment-ridden, pain-filled past, you believe it excuses their actions. No. You don't consider me above reproach. If your character is of relative wealth or high social status, do they have generic rebellious royal syndrome? It surely is admirable that this test strives to include everything that could possibly happen in a story. And then they have the audacity to be like, but this test is not, fully encompassing. I'm just like, I don't know, this feels pretty encompassing to me. Just because of how long it is. But yeah, don't excuse me, if your character's a relative, well, this doesn't apply. Does your character angst about something that they did in the past? Yes. Death of own family. Does your character eventually learn it wasn't their fault? No. They very much know. We've been new. If your character has to prove themselves, do they completely pwn everyone else and make them look like buffoons in the process? I can't believe I had to read the word pwn in the year of our Lord 2024. No. There aren't subsections to every question with 3 chapters and paragraphs. We can go further beyond. If your character was a villain, not applicable. Does a major villain have a personal fixation or obsession with your character? That's an instant time warp. I guess, kind of. Is your character ever spared by an otherwise ruthless villain? No. No, this doesn't apply. Does not apply. This quiz totally pwns, dude. Have you ever wished you could date, marry, adopt, or even be your character? I don't have to wish. Do you feel insulted, attacked, or defensive when someone does not like your character? Not really. But again, I don't really know of anybody who dislikes me to know for sure. If people don't like your character, do you believe it's just because they don't get them, or that they're just jealous? Do you feel that this test insulted or attacked you or your character so far? I mean, I feel attacked, but I don't feel attacked. Do you know what I mean? I feel more like I've been exposed. I don't think it's like a negative, like, actual attack. I just think that it has exposed me. This section's really easy. Okay. Does your character have markedly more romance? No. No. Does your character have a job or skill that is discouraged, forbidden, or unusual among their sex, race, or social status? Yes. Not allowed to elaborate. Does your character single-handedly save the day way more often than other main characters? No. More than other main characters combined? No. I don't do any of this. Immediately calling out both your eye colors was an attack. That was very, that was very exposing. I was like, why is it both green and purple? Why? What are the odds? That was very funny, though. Okay, fan characters, this does not apply to me. Get me out of here. Okay, RPG characters. Okay, good. This section is not very long either. We might actually get to finish this, guys. Guys! We might actually get to finish this. Guys! This is awesome. Do you constantly put your character at the center of a dramatic scenario to the point where your character's life could be described as a trauma concubine? Not me. Your character gets a rare illness. As soon as it's cured, someone brainwashes your character to attack everyone else. As soon as that's fixed, your character is kidnapped by an evil organization. No! Again, it's like point A, point B, point C, and then we get to point D, which is Onigashima, and then after that, life is pretty neutral, I would say. I guess if we also go point E being the transformation. After that, life is pretty neutral. And that was all, like, prequel stuff, because you guys know me after all of that has occurred. After all of that has changed me, as it were. So... if there's a problem that your character could possibly do something about, does your character always jump in and take over fixing the problem, even when there are other characters who would have been happy to give it a try or could have helped your character? no. Usually, if I think I have a solution, I kind of wait until I'm sure of what I want to do in my head before I do anything. Does your character refuse to let others help, or do you make your character's efforts succeed while theirs always fail? I don't make other people always fail, but I do refuse help. Sometimes I do refuse help. But I don't really like take over fixing. It's just that if I have a thing that I think I can do, I don't really want help. Do you expect other people's characters, particularly ones your character is interested in, to help your character out with their problems while your character never does anything to help out unless you think it'll get your character? No! I do know that there are some people who are like this when they roleplay, but yikes, not me. Do you expect anyone else's character to fall in love with yours simply because your character is so attractive, loyal, pure, or whatever? No. Not really. I don't really expect anyone to fall in love. That's weird. That's weird, man. Do you expect other people to play with your character despite the fact that your character is constantly rude or abrasive to everyone, pushes them away, or brushes them off? No? Well, I don't really push people away, so... Do all or most of the other characters you play in the same game think your character is any combination of cool, admirable, sympathetic, deserving of forgiveness, above criticism or reproach, etc., and it's not because they're obnoxiously obsessive fans? Well. Does this include anyone who has a turbulent or unpleasant history with your character or otherwise has good reason not to view your character fondly? No. Wouldn't include that, I don't think. Do any of these characters use their rank or authority to silence or shut down anyone who questions or criticizes your character? I don't think so. If your character is in a tight spot, do you give them a new gadget or ability so they can escape? No. If your character is an OC in a fandom, do you refuse to interact with or avoid interacting with other OCs? Well, doesn't apply. I am not a fandom character. Is your character so powerful, well-connected, or influential that any action taken by other players' characters against your character is doomed to fail from the start, no matter how well-constructed and well-organized it is? This is an instant 50 points. As it should be. Luckily, no. Alright, now the desuifiers. These subtract from the final score. Also, I did see someone say that they hope that the test isn't manually calculated. It is not. It is automatically calculated. We will see a score at the bottom. If your character often falls for simple traps. Man. Do you ever poke fun at your character's faults, weaknesses, or use them as plot devices or gags? Does me making fun of my own forehead count? Yes, someone used the forehead emote. I'm gonna say yes. Okay. Has your character ever been honestly selfish, petty, lazy, shallow, or pointlessly cruel? Lazy? I will admit there have been times where I've been straight up lazy. I guess I'll click it because of the laziness. It doesn't super outweigh, but yeah. You banned us for the tree jokes? And I would do it again. Is your character really and honestly overweight and stays overweight through the entire story? Again, this goes back to how I haven't really gauged weight, so can't answer this. Is your character honestly ugly? No. I guess not. Does your character get into a fight or rush into a situation without preparing for it and get their butt completely owned? Not like a fight. Not recently. Unless you count me struggling for 2 hours to fight the Duchess in another Crab's Treasure. Does that count? I'm gonna say it doesn't, because this is story related. Is your character out of shape and stays out of shape for the entire story? Not, oh man, I just don't think I can survive this triathlon, but honestly hinderingly wimpy. I mean, so far, I haven't discovered my strength yet, so I do think I do be quite wimpy. Yeah, no. This doesn't apply either. Does your character honestly struggle with mental illness or just disability? Blah, 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 blah. Not really. Trauma, I guess, but no. Is your character human, 40 plus, and looks their age, or older than 60? I don't look my age, though. I do not look over 200, so that does not apply to me. I'm surprised they didn't have a question about me like looking super young despite being super old. I'm surprised that wasn't a question, but that's fine, I suppose. They can't have everything. Does your character have a truly debilitating phobia that does not disappear at a crucial moment? Yes, I'm always going to be afraid of beans. It is not going to disappear. Has your character ever run away from anything simply because they were a coward? Yes. If your character had a bad past with their parents or guardians, that doesn't apply. Not the beans! Does your character lack education in something that's considered basic knowledge or a basic skill among the people they usually associate with, and it causes legitimate problems and challenges for your character? I don't know anything about the Bible! Do they never gain the skill or knowledge? I don't know anything about the Bible still. Nami said I need to go to church. And it makes sense for Nami to say stuff like that because she's the white mage. So she's the peer that I can't understand. Stupid. Anyways. Has your character ever faced a problem they had no way of overcoming on their own and had to rely on others for help? All the time. Did they give up without trying? Did they give up after failing is the more likely one. You're dragging your Sunday school. If they eventually found a way of overcoming a problem that initially seemed hopeless, was it extremely difficult and or took a really long time? Doesn't apply. Does your character ever seriously question the morality of their actions or is left with a lingering doubt that they might not have done the right thing? Yeah, I'd say so. PTSD. This doesn't apply. I don't have a love interest. Skip. Is your character ever manipulated or used as an unwitting pawn? No. I don't think so. Water break. I'm so close to finishing. We're almost there. I can get through this. It's fine. Has your character ever misjudged someone else and discovered they were wrong? Actually, maybe I do need water. Can't even read. My throat's so itchy. Okay, I'll be quick. The quickest quick to ever speed. I'm speed. Thank you for the super chat. It is a pretty bombastic side-eye. Okay. I have water now, so if I die, I can save myself. Has your character ever misjudged someone else and discovered they were wrong about that person, and that person didn't become a love interest or best friend? Yes. I would say so. Does your character ever admit to being wrong, even if they don't really mean it? Yes. Applies quite a bit, actually. Has your character ever ignored wrongdoings against himself or others because they simply didn't want to get into trouble? I mean, kinda. I do kinda like avoiding conflict. I don't know if I would click it, though. I don't think it fully applies to the narrative. Does your character act in odd and or awkward ways that other people find strange and confusing rather than endearing? These people aren't called or portrayed as foolish or stupid because of it. Guys, am I awkward? Be real. Am I awkward?
May the only lights guide you back to me.
No. No. Okay. Then I guess not. If your character is all or partially non-human, do they react in very non-human ways or in ways more appropriate to their species that are not meant to be perceived as cute and endearing by the audience? I am more prone to rage, I believe, because of my Oni instincts. You kind of put us in an awkward spot with that question. That means that there's a yes. I'm kidding. None of these apply to me because I'm not a vampire. If your character is royal— oh, we got a spoiler for the score already. We'll see what happens. Let's detract. If your character is royal— I am not royal. Do you view your characters more like tools than friends or children? No? I don't see them as tools. What? Did you spend days, if not months, carefully and thoughtfully researching any of the following so you could try to write them as realistically and sensitively as possible? I do a lot of research, so yes, this one does count. This does count. This also counts. Do you take care that your character's personal hardships and traumas aren't presented as uniquely more horrible or worthy of pity than absolutely anyone else's? Or make sure that other characters' problems don't take a backseat or vanish mysteriously while your character gets mollycoddled? I do take care, yes. I feel like while you can have a main character be the main focus, you should still focus on the other characters. Okay, we somehow managed to finish on time. However, we are about to find out that I am very much a Mary Sue. Yeah, 50 plus points. It's Jover. Your character is almost certainly a Mary Sue, and a bad one at that. On the odd chance that they aren't, it's most likely you didn't read the instructions properly. Some people don't do this, which causes freakishly high scores. If it's the latter case, read the instructions and take the test again. Dang, press F. Press F. I mean, I guess it could also be because I read the rules wrong, but... Not even a contest, bro. That's okay, that's okay. It straight up said you either did the test wrong or... The merriest of Sues. A little unfair because you are a VTuber, a lot of the self-insert questions are auto-fails. I mean, this test definitely was not designed for VTubers. This is a very old test that was designed for, like, specifically, like, Dungeons and Dragons type characters or fanfiction OCs. Or original fiction OCs. I do agree that the VTuber element, like, if I took myself completely out and I tried to just think about Yuno Hanaki as only a character and nothing else, then I probably would have had a lower score. Because I feel like the things I do with Yuno as a character are different from me as the VTuber. But also, being a Mary Sue is a very outdated term. People don't usually use this as a marker anymore. It's just kind of... VTubers are by design intended to be very Mary Sue. This is true. A lot of this is just like wish fulfillment. Probably in the 54 range, but still high. Yeah, probably. I can't exactly tell how many points each question is, besides the ones where they mention how many points it is. Mary Sue isn't used anymore? Not really, no. It's been kind of phased out. The main reason is because Mary Sue was usually used to, demean female characters, especially female OCs that were made by, like, young female authors. So it's kind of seen as, like, a little bit, bad, because it mostly shames women. Yeah, we have Gary Stu also for male characters, but Gary Stu was used way less often than Mary Sue. Last I heard it used was for Force Awakens. Yeah, that's true. I do remember it coming up around then, but the term itself is still pretty outdated. It doesn't really get used anymore. Well, now we have the answer. It seems I am a Mary Sue. That's crazy. Thought it was because the term was becoming too overused. No. If we go back up to the top of this page... It says it's simply here for archival purposes and to provide this message to anyone who follows a link. Instead of using it, go to Does My Character Work Okay? This article streamlines everything into 11 simple questions that cut straight to the core issues. At least stop using the term Mary Sue. There are far better ways to talk about characters who don't work for one reason or another than using a term that's more often than not just used to tear down female characters for having a prominent active role in a story. This was made by the person who kind of, like, popularized the term Mary Sue. Because Mary Sue became popular as a term, yeah, because of, like, old fanfic communities, but, like, making this test really kind of, like, shot it into popularity in, like, the, 2000s, I would say. And now she has kind of denounced it. But yeah, it was used a lot in the past, but this test, when it was originally made, kind of made it rise to prominence, and it caused a lot of people to be paranoid about writing characters in particular ways. But it is okay. Anyways. I finished on time, so I've got to, wrap up here. Well, you did learn some valuable information. And I'm sure I just dropped some more hints that you guys might not have known about. Alexandria's genesis was basically a justification made up by a writer to justify the existence of purple eyes that caught too much wind. Oh, interesting. Go to your meeting. Oh, my meeting isn't until, 11 p.m. Onigashima time. My meeting is after Bunny Garden. The reason I am leaving now is because I have to eat dinner before I play Bunny Garden and before I go to my meeting. This is like the only window that I have to eat my dinner, so I gotta do my best. EB hours, yeah. Management, well, my manager tends to prefer meetings at a certain time. If I try to meet earlier, they kind of side-eye me, and they have like I think this is okay to say, but they have kind of, like, not so subtly asked me to schedule my meetings later so that they can sleep in a little bit, so, yeah. It's okay. Well, yeah, I must eat. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat, though. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to inhale food, and then we are going to experience the Bunny Garden, and then I will have my meeting, and then I will freaking sleep. I am so glad that tomorrow's stream isn't until, like, 8 p.m. I need to sleep. This is the wildest day I think I have had in a while. I have just gone crazy. But I knew I was going to be crazy going into this, so it be how it do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone. Hopefully I see you later, but until I see you again, Yunotsu!